everybody, and welcome back to the Girly Girl Bookworm. So I'm sorry for this lighting, it's a bit atrocious. I wanted to film this earlier, but then somebody decided not to nap. So it's like 6 o'clock and I never film this late, so the lighting is just not cooperating very well. But we're just going to dive right in. So I decided to spotlight a challenge that is over on Instagram if you are not aware of it, because I think it's an awesome challenge to take part in. And what started off as like such a simple video idea for me ended up blowing up massively. So MelantedReader is hosting a hashtag 20 books by Black women challenge over on Instagram, and I have been taking part in it, and it basically is very self-explanatory. You just read 20 books by 20 Black authors. So, well, Black women authors, I'm sorry. So what I figured I would do is I would tell you the books that I've already completed for the challenge. I would give you a bunch of recommendations if you're looking for some other authors, and then books that I have not read yet that I'm thinking of reading for the challenge. So it's going to be very long because I was realizing as I was like, oh, I'm just going to like pick like my favorite 5. Yeah, that was hard. And also the next thing I knew, I was just pulling all of the books off my shelf, and I'm sure I've missed like a ton, but it's okay. Just giving you some ideas of things to do. So the books that I've already read for the challenge, I've already read The Other Black Girl by Zakiya Dahlia Harris, The Air He Breathes by Brittany C. Cherry, How to Catch a Queen by Alyssa Cole, The Black Kids by Christina Hammonds Reed, 7 Days in June by Tia Williams, and then 2 that I don't own. The 1619 Project, it technically is a compilation of a bunch of authors, but the main editor and the main person who put it together is a woman. And then Dear Justice by Nick Stone. One thing that I'm trying to definitely do too is making sure that I only include the author once. So technically I read Dear Justice and I just finished Shuri. They're both by Nick Stone. Nick Stone is not getting put on this list twice because I want to make sure that I'm getting through 20 different authors. So as I'm sharing books here, I've probably read from some of these authors more than once, but again, I just wanted to share a book or 2 because I wanted you to basically see the author choices that you have. So those are the ones that I've already completed for the challenge. And then let's just dive into some recommendations. The first one I'm also thinking about, which I don't own, but I want to shout it out, is Hookshot. And this is by Kennedy Ryan. Definitely wanted to throw that out there because she is definitely an author that you're going to want to check out if you are doing this challenge. I haven't read a book by her yet this year, but I'm going to, and I'm going to add her to this list. And then we've got Yellow Life by Sadiqa Johnson, if you're looking for historical fiction. We've got Ties That Tether by Jane Igaro, contemporary romance. We've got Amari and the Night Brothers, but oh wait, know what? This is by a guy. Never mind, you can't read this one. Read this one, but don't read this one for the challenge. I just started like grabbing and I was just like, oh, I love that book, and then I totally spaced. Okay. You should not read that one for the challenge, but you should read it in general. I feel kind of silly putting this one on here, but obviously The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas is a must-read. She's got Concrete Rose, which is the prequel to this one if you haven't tried it. She's also got another book out, so definitely she's one that I feel like is just on everybody's list already, but in case you weren't. Then we've got, if you're looking for some fantasy, we've got Legend Boy by Tracy Dion. We've got some middle grades. We got A Good Kind of Trouble by Lisa Moore Ramay. Piecing Me Together by Renee Watson. We've got Genesis Begins Again by Alicia D. Williams. So these last few were middle grades. Another middle grade. Oh, I love this book so much. From the Desk of Zoe Washington, which is by Janae Marks. There's a sequel coming out, I think, next year, and I'm like dying for it. obviously I had to have a Tiffany D. Jackson on this list. This Is My Day's Not Coming. Basically, pick up anything she's written, hard-hitting YA contemporary that will just hit you in the feels for sure. Another YA, we've got I Want to Be Where You Are by Christina Forrest. You Should See Me in a Crown by Leah Johnson. This Is My America by Kim Johnson. Oh, they're just both Johnsons. I didn't realize that. In Every Mirror She's Black by Lola Kinamade Ackerstrom. Fantastic book. Love that one. That's an adult one that's following 3 different women. Another historical fiction, if you're looking for it, Wild Women in the Blues by Denny S. Price. And then a short story collection, Everything Inside by Edwidge Danticat. Again, I feel like I'm definitely missing a ton of books because I know I could place them right now in my head of where they are, or like if I read them as an ebook, I'm like picturing them and I'm like, oh, so many other books. So definitely, I thought I grabbed it. Did I put it in a weird place? Hold on. I know there's another one because I pulled it out. I pulled it back and then I put it back in my shelf by accident. Saving Ruby King by Catherine Adele West. It's definitely another one to look into. Okay, now the rest of these books are books that I have not read yet, but I'm hoping to get them read for the challenge. If you've got any other suggestions, obviously let me know down below because I would obviously like to expand my horizons a bit. So this one is a historical fiction, and that is Island Queen by Vanessa Riley. I'm like super intimidated because this feels massive, and it ultimately isn't that massive. Like it's massive. It's over 500 pages, but like it doesn't feel as bad as it like feels in the hand. But definitely want to get to this one this year. A Low Country Bride by Prilissa Williams. Black Girls Must Die Exhausted by Jane Allen, which is the first book in a duology. I don't know if it's going to continue past that, but I know there's at least 2 books in the series. Wahala by Nikki May. I'm actually currently listening to this one on audio, but I took a big pause from it, and I think I kind of want to go back to it, but I think I want to go back to it physically, so I will be going back to that one this year at some point. The Girl with the Louding Voice by Abby Dare. I know that I started this one as an audiobook, and it just did not work for me. It was too fast-paced, and even when I slowed it down, I just couldn't understand what was happening, so this is definitely one I need to physically pick up. A More Perfect Union by Tammy Huff. This is actually part of another Instagram challenge that I'm doing, which is to read books that were recommended to me, and this was one of the ones that was recommended to me. So hopefully that will get read soon. And then we've got The Death of Vivek Oji. Now she's got another book that's coming out this year, which is really what prompted me to buy this one in the first place. So I'm hoping that she's going to be a new favorite author for me. And then the last one that I'm currently thinking of, I feel like I'm forgetting a bunch. But we've got We Are Not Like Them by Christine Pride and Joe Piazza. Now, one of these authors is a white author, but the other one is black. This is kind of a told story of like a white person who I believe her husband's a cop and he does something that's kind of shady. And then the other woman who is black, she is a reporter, and it's like their friendship and how their dynamics change as this big situation unfolds. So yes, again, this list is not limited to this. Definitely go do your research. This is going to be an awesome, fun challenge. I hope that you have been already participating. If you have not, definitely jump on board. She also has some, what are those called? Like when you go on Instagram, like the backgrounds where like you could insert your image to put in your story. So definitely go check her out. In general, follow her because she's amazing. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you have any suggestions of any other books I can add to my list, if you got any great ideas from this list, and I will see you guys really soon. Bye, everybody.